catch the wall. Catch the wall.
Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. We're about to rebuild my LG G6. So we have this beaten up phone. So the screen's completely cracked. I know like the front facing camera is not in the best condition, so what we're gonna aim for is like replacing the screen, a couple parts inside. The USB ports go bad, so we want to replace the USB port. And we'll do it all here on the stream. And you guys could ask me any questions during chat or in the chat, and we'll get started here in a sec. Let me just make sure I got everything I needed. The thermal paste, heat gun, driver. I feel like I'm missing something. We'll go along with it. And see where we get. Get all my tools ready, and let's see. Here it is. And we will go to wood. Oh, the camera went out. Of course it goes. Sorry. Okay. Going on. I see. Excuse me, you guys, I have a camera issue. Activate. Don't do it for me. Fine. My ads will fly. Virtual cam. Okay, what I'll do is blow up this right here. But that was kind of expected. There we go. Now we have the camera. So this is the phone right here. Add. Ooh, Primal, thanks for the follow. Exposure up, bring this. There we go. I like to maintain a good frame rate. Alright. We're on. So what we have to do first is so I know there's this possibility that it might take longer than today, but we're just gonna go and get started. So one thing I do know is that the part I got for this guy It is not complete. It has like some parts that I had to pull off, but I don't know if to what extent some of these parts pull off, so we'll have to kind of dive deep into that. It looks like I will have to grab some adhesive to make this work out better. I'm gonna raise this volume a little bit too. Makes it easier for us to get everything going. Alright, let me go and lower the music volume, bring it down to a 3. There. Alright. So, what we got here is, I knew that this phone was overheating, so I decided to go and change out to a different body color. If it's not black, we'll have less issues with it being overheating and stuff. But the other thing I noticed is that it really is missing the heat pipe that's normally built into this body. So I guess I have to pull it off, but I don't know to what extent it will come off. So we'll have to open up and see how far we can get. Hopefully we can get it done all in one night, but if not, I will continue it Thursday evening. We also got a gold back, switching from that black back, we have a gold, and I went and got, this is the earpiece, because it requires adhesive and stuff. I don't want to try to lay down new adhesive. One thing I didn't like about this part's supposed to have adhesive around the ring. I also noticed that the cutout adhesive that they have provided, let me see if I can find it. It's like cut into pieces, so I'm probably gonna, you guys can't really see the contrast of that. There it is. There is a cutout for the ring for the fingerprint sensor in the back, so we should be able to still like connect it. Or adhesive it, or whatever you call it. So the back actually has a part too. Oh, there it is. This is actually the new camera lens. My original phone actually has all the lens scratched up, so I made sure that there's a matching color back to get the camera lens on right. So let's go in and get started. What we have to do is we're going to have to heat the back of this phone. Go and get this a little leveled out. You better see it. A little, normally like a little guitar tab in here that actually like keeps my camera in place, but kind of missing. I don't know where it went. Maybe I could use just the tab that came with it. They usually come with a tab, a guitar tab. This kit doesn't come with one. So I shall just not worry about it. don't modify things that already is working. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna have to heat this back plate. So this one, some phones open from front to back, but this one actually opens from back to front. These phones are a lot more convenient to fix into the day. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a heat gun and we're gonna heat around the screen, the back plate, and that should allow us to just use this flat spudger to prop up the glass. I'm not too worried about preserving the glass at this point, so we just go in pretty aggressive just to get the back off. What we're gonna do is we're gonna heat around in circles like this. We can always go back and heat more, so I need a starting point. We're gonna just heat in circles or square, whichever way you want to look at it. Ideally, you want to start at a corner, so we're gonna go in and get it heated. I'm gonna go for, I usually go for the bottom corner, so I'm gonna get this bottom corner heated up pretty hot. Put this down. What should I be able to do is from this corner, I should be able to just pry in, like so. So it's pried up. We're gonna slide this edge all the way up and down, and this should release the adhesive on this side. Normally most people do is get a playing card and shove it into one of these edges, but I'm not too worried about the parts right now, so we're gonna just speed through. Hopefully I don't kill the phone, but that's why I got all the extra parts. We're gonna just edge it around. Normally it's a little harder to get this up, but I have opened this before. We're gonna go around like this a couple times, and it should lift like that. You want to do is lift it up slowly from bottom to top. Normally there's connectors on the top side, so see where the adhesive is right here. Luckily, this set actually came with some new adhesive. This is actually adhesive I put up on my own. I took off the original adhesive, put this on to put it back together. This one actually uses a pogo pin style, so this one doesn't require any what do you call connectors that come off. So you have to get, normally other phones you have to be careful because what happens is they have ribbon cables that is connected directly to the motherboard. So you can see this is the back of this plate, and this is what's going to be replacing. Go and pull this out of, pull this adhesive out so you guys can see. This one kind of got stuck earlier. I just stuck this back like that. I lifted it that way. There we go. Let me just get this adhesive out. As you can see, like, this is a very plain back. Doesn't have any of the extra, like, you know, the labeling or this. I think this is like a pressure plate, to be honest, but it might be an NFC like a transfer thing. So I'm just in case I'm gonna heat this and remove it and put it back on here. But as you can see, there's the two different styles of black and gold. Honestly, I feel like this might be a knockoff glass, but we'll see. Okay, so what we're gonna see here is there's a lot of pieces that have to come down. What we're gonna have to do is go and get these plates off. But what I'm gonna start with the plate instead of taking the NFC off first and then putting it on. What I didn't think through though is I didn't realize the NFC is gonna be stuck on here. Hopefully I could just heat it off. Just be careful when you're heating the battery though. When you're heating around the battery's kind of risky. So the phone itself should withstand some heat though. So don't be too worried about it. But the main key things we're going to be moving here is the components I have in order, like these two back cameras. There's going to be a motherboard here that has everything. There should be a daughter board down here. And then all the connectors and in between we'll move it that I do not have or ordered. That's pretty much it, you guys. The one thing I do worry about is I don't know how easy replacing these buttons is going to be. And I also didn't realize the buttons are not included with this gold model, so it's going to have black buttons, which is going to be a little weird. But, I mean, better than no buttons, right? Alright, here we go. Looks like we have basic Phillips heads inside the device, so this should be an easy breakdown. There shouldn't be any like complex hex keys or anything on this particular model. But most delivery of parts for repair, they often will throw a little gift set of part tools. They usually do have a Phillips head in here. I personally like to use my own tools because these tools aren't very like well manufactured, / they are kind of like soft. They don't like break down or they don't really operate well. It would sometimes strip the screws. So if I notice that it's gonna start stripping the screws, I'm just gonna switch to my tool set. Like here it jumped. Is because the tips are often too sharp. They're not really designed for this. I luckily have this driver right here, so getting a decent driver definitely makes a difference in the experience of breaking a phone down. So keep that in mind. I do not have a what do we call screw like collection tray. But generally, what would be a good practice if you guys lay a piece of tape, like double-sided, on a piece of paper, and you could like draw out the phone and then just take it apart and place it accordingly. Generally, most screws are the same on the main device. Phones aren't too complicated unless you go iPhone or something that has more like in-depth a variety of parts. I believe I've taken this phone apart and saw that this phone does not have much different in screw sizes. So this all should be the same for the back plate, or the mid plate. Mid housing is what we call it. Yeah, I'm gonna check if any are shorter. Yeah, I think they're all exact same size. So we're gonna go and just speed this through, cut through, and take this all off. What we're doing is again taking the mid plate out, which is just a little plastic piece that gaps the back housing or the back plate to the motherboard. It's just a separator, keeps things nice and filled. Sometimes it holds a couple components. there's a give and take on LG phones sometimes. They're definitely easy to disassemble for sure. But the phone itself in use, I can't really agree that it's like the best or most like practical brand. It's just sometimes it has little bugs. I'm currently on the G8X, but I don't know. I had my fair share of running with issues with it, so I don't always recommend LG phones. But this phone is a whole phone. I can use it, a IRL stream device, so that's where I opted for this guy right here to become a new phone. I might actually have to look up how to get the buttons off too. I didn't do this for starters, but I highly recommend like removing the SIM tray before you get ahead, because when you start moving things, this tray is going to be holding the motherboard in, and I don't want that to accidentally come up or something. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go and get the pin, what I call the SIM card removal tool, unless they provided one. Oh, they did provide one, and there's a guitar tab in here actually. Perfect. Now we have a more solid cable cam. Cool. Let me go up. Alright, so I got all the screws off. We have a total of 2, 4, 6, 8, 10 screws on this mid housing. Oh, I've missed one. One more. But I think this is actually the inner camera screw. I think this is actually holding the... go and take it out. No harm in taking out a screw. Better take out all the screws than to leave one and assume that it might not be the one that gets the mid plate out. Okay, so we got 11 screws now. What we're going to use is this little basic spudger tool to get into a little gap it has. We're going to just pop it up. Yes, it just pops right up. Not all phones. Oh, so it is not adhere to the device, so cool. So this bottom plate has to come up because it's kind of like notched right here. Bring it in for you guys. Oh, well, hello. This is Twinkie. Welcome to the live. We're right now at the mid housing point. We went ahead and removed the back plate by heating it off. Oh, ads. Oh my gosh. How do I get around this? Oh man. Oh well. We'll just keep going. It'll go away. It'll just go away. Just ignore the ads, and that's how you make ads go away. Is what I call the simulation theory is by Schrodinger's cat. What is, unless it's observed, does not exist. So if the ads are not looked at, it does not exist. So this mid plate holds a speaker assembly too, so keep that in mind. It's a pretty important part. If your speaker doesn't work right, you want to replace this lower mid housing, which will hold the speaker. Ooh, it's plastic, no worries. So the motherboard looks like it's held by nothing but the mid plate's pressure. So what we're gonna do, go around, inspect, and you want to find any type of cabling and go and pop it up with the spudger tool. Just be gentle because you can damage the plastic or the metal pins, so keep that in mind and be gentle to an extent. Looks like the battery, we're gonna go and pop the battery out. Boop. And let's see, is there any other things? We're gonna take this camera out. This is the front facing camera I'm replacing because so what happens is if you have a lot of sunlight hitting the device, you will get purple haze in the dark with your camera. So sometimes you want to replace the main, like some of the main cameras you'll be using, like this front facing cam, which I have a replacement for. Let me make sure the focus is good. No. Camera. Nice. to focus. There we go. Harder to tell. Okay. So it's under. Much better. Alright. So I got the camera out. Looks like the rest is pin assembly. I'm gonna go and take the SIM card out so we'll let the motherboard slide out. Make sure you don't drop your SIM card. Go ahead and put this away. I'm gonna cover that SIM number so you guys don't see it. Flip it. There you go. Alright, so what we have here. Wonder if I show you guys how to pop a battery off, but we'll do that later. The battery is gonna stay on this guy, as we know. We're gonna start trying to pry the motherboard out. Seeing if there's anything that catches on. Be slow and gentle with it, because this is where all your stuff is. This is the main device that holds everything. You break this, you pretty much don't have a phone. So the thing about motherboards like this, that's like the full body, once it's up, you probably have to use something to slide it and pop it upward in a straight manner, because these pogo pins sometimes kind of like catches. Let me see if I have something soft. I like to use sometimes this like pointed spudger that's like a nylon. This prevents any like damages and stuff, so we're gonna pull it up like that. Still don't see any other ribbons, so all I really have is a sticker right here. Make sure you guys be careful with any of these conductive stickers. These things help ground some components, and some components need it. So this motherboard comes right up actually. Minus, I might, no, caught something. Okay, so this is the motherboard, completely separated from the body. It does take what I call thermal paste. Keep that in mind when you place it down. You don't want to put it on your workspace and get it all over the place. And this was the heat pipe I was talking about. This actually has one. Our replacement body does not. So anything, this is a good time to observe, like if you see anything that you might need to transfer, keep in mind. And this is your chance to analyze all the components. Looks like everything for most parts is looking good. I actually got a replacement for this little assembly right here. I might just leave it and just take it off, because that way I don't have to damage the adhesive on it. But I do have the whole replacement for that. Let's see, this guy right here. This is the whole replacement for that USB-C connector and microphone. A fresh mic and USB connector might be the best idea, because over time the USB-C connector does wear, and this phone is over 2 years old, so we probably do want to keep that. The one thing I was talking about was the buttons. So it has 2 sets of buttons, but I don't know how it actually goes in there, because when I look at this guy, there doesn't seem to be any gap for the buttons to go into. I'm guessing the button somehow, like, there's a tab inside that prevents the button from falling in and out. So we're gonna see once we take this vibrator out. So this is your little vibration device. It's what gives you your silent notifications. It's usually applied with an adhesive, so you have to be careful. Try to get this out, but you have to get it out. Sometimes there's a little notch where you can slip a little thing under, and it'll help you pry it out. It looks like it's somewhere towards this top left or this lower mid, like, bottom point right here. So we're gonna use a pointed splitting tool like this, nylon splitting tool. I'm doing pretty good, William. We're gonna stick this under and try to push it upward, and just be gentle. If you feel uncomfortable, one thing you can do always is give it a little bit of heat. The heat will help it loose. So loosen it up. Sorry about the echo. This should come up a little easier. Be careful, because all these components are pretty fragile for what it is. It is miniaturized components. I might have to use a flatter tool. might switch up this tool. Wedging, spudging tool. We're gonna seem wanna get under there. Yeah, I'm really iffy about vibrator. It has a what do you call a moving part inside, so if it's like bent or it's off, it will like prevent it from vibrating. Keep that in mind, be careful. You might just go and use a flathead on it. It's really risky, but looks like there is some metal backing under it and won't damage any ribbons. Just keep in mind these are fragile parts. I'm going to go in a flathead. I know it's going to damage the body a little bit, but again, we're replacing the whole body. Okay, so I got it under there. I feel the adhesive. I'm going to force it under and push it through. I'll pop up the rest of it. It bends a little. As long as the base, the round part is not bent, it should be fine. Just give it a slight bend back. So the new device has adhesive in where the vibrator is. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this adhesive off. Back. Phone adhesives are pretty stable. They don't really tear. They come off one piece usually. Just work it nice and slow and it should slide right off. Not slide, but you know, peel right off. Check for flatness, because sometimes when you're prying it does bend up a little, or bend down or up, and it does change, so keep that in mind and make sure everything's flat. Yeah, looks like the vibration motor should be fine. Hopefully that should be fine, but I'm not too worried about the vibration motor for a live streaming phone. Okay, so I'm gonna put this motherboard to the side because this part is good for now. I'll go back with some alcohol later and make sure all the parts are slightly clean before we push it back in. Alright, so I guess we're gonna try to force this heat pipe up, because I'm gonna need it for my other phone. But what I'm worried is this heat pipe is not just, oh, it does come right up. Oh, it's just aluminum. What do you know? Be careful because it is metal, it does bend. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna use a spudger and we're gonna go around the edge and try to get it up. And if it comes up, cool, perfect. There is the, what do you call, the button assembly. I'm about to figure out how to pop this guy off. Doesn't look too complicated, but at the same time it looks like the most complicated thing possibly ever. Looks like there is a backplate thing. I'm trying to figure out how to pop this backplate off without damaging the cabling. I'm guessing that I had to pull this pogo pin ribbon up first. This one looks like it's gonna be a tricky one. Well, why don't we come back to it? Just let's pace slow. I don't want to get too ahead. Well, I would enjoy having you here. I don't want to keep pushing it and start breaking things that I'll need. Maybe I should go through the guide. Just as a reminder, you guys, a lot of these devices don't have certain components like seals and stuff with it if you buy it raw body parts. So what we're gonna have to do is we're gonna heat off these like mesh seals and stuff unless you order a set of these. But keep in mind, like waterproof phones and stuff, they will have mesh and lenses and stuff. Sometimes to check to make sure there's no adhesive covering certain things. Is a good way to do it is play Where's Waldo and see what components are there and make sure you're working around that. I'm a little worried of pulling up this blade up. So there's this little white plastic plate. Supposedly it comes right up with heat, so we should be able to pop it right up. Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Well, let's go in. I did buy the headphone assembly, but what I'm going to do for you guys, I'm just going to take everything off of this. Just because that way you guys can see the process of it all. So what we're going to do, again, we're going to heat the phone. We're going to heat whatever component we want to remove. It just makes it a lot easier and it'll be better for the device. Components. Actually, all the rest of the parts I'm pretty much pulling up I already have replacements for, except for this heat pipe and buttons. So I'm going to go in and get this guy up. Hopefully it peels right up and under. Which I don't think so this guy will. Oh wait, actually I did not buy this component. The one component I skipped buying, so... But that might have been the mistake here today. We're about to find out though. Just be graceful. It just needs to slip under something, and bam. See, it comes right up. Once you heat it, give it a little heat, let it settle a little bit, and pop right out. One still has a good seal. The waterproof phone, I'm definitely going to try to do some water streams. The piece break off of it? No, it's just a shape. Cool. Worried that I snapped a piece, but it's all together right there. It looks like there's a hole, no more headphone jack. Yep, this is a one up from my phone still. Still has a headphone jack. Let's see, analyze, left to right. Okay, so this piece starts off here at this pogo pin. I always recommend starting from the ribbon side, just because the ribbon, if it stays on, it will rip off. Just analyze where will be a good spot to just go in. Like right here. Slowly pull it up. If it's hard to pull up, heat it up. This heat gun is your best friend. A little bit of heat goes a long way on phone repairs, you guys. Adhesives, heat magic. Okay, now this part, like I was talking about, like make sure you guys leave or try to save these conductive adhesives, because again, these are ground points for a lot of these devices, particularly the headphones. Audio components, they ground to the body, so you miss that, you're gonna have like that situation where you're like, oh, can you hear me? Hello? 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 And you won't hear them. I had actually a situation where I had a case like that. Oh, ads. We gotta let the ads pass. I'm gonna analyze this while the ad passes. I'm gonna have to pull this up. I went ahead and bought this part because it already looked like it was gonna be a hard part to pull up. So it looks like, where's that part? Okay, so it is one piece. The adhesive is really deep in there, so okay, we're back. No more ad. I don't even know why I leave the loots, because they don't make me crap when it comes to ads. So I'm going to slip my spudger in the corner. They're usually little slots that helps you lift up. The reason why I bought this piece, because the seal around the headphone port is tricky to reform. Look, it kind of like tore it, trying to pop it up. So I usually buy the headphone port, or the earpiece of the phone, because the seal again around the earpiece is adhesive, and that's usually hard to like put back on. So a lot of parts like this that they know that it's going to be a little tricky, or it's part of a seal, they'll actually have the adhesive on the part when you buy new. And so we got pretty much the whole top part of the phone taken off. Now we're a little bit at the trickier part of this mysterious button that I don't know how it comes off, but we're gonna start working on it. Why not? This might be the reason why I had to end stream today early. And heat directly to the spot. Make sure you're moving so you're not overheating. Doesn't take much to heat up a component. What I recommend always is, like, after you heat it, just let it sit for a sec so the adhesive gets the heat, and then start pulling up. Like, it needs a pointed end. Sometimes it gets tricky to go under something. Maybe the whole plastic component is one piece. You should just try pulling it up from the edge here. And now I'm like regretting not getting the volume button. Because this piece looks pretty damn good on there. I don't know how easy it's going to be to like take this piece off. Okay, so it's just adhered. Okay, it's one piece. And this is the good thing I checked. And this is the button pieces. So these are the two buttons, 1, 2, and there's pogo pins right there. And it's actually just one plastic piece. Pretty simple. Now the tricky part. How the hell does the button go? Okay, so there's like a membrane, it looks like. Pressing. Yeah, I might have to heat this a little more because I don't have whatever this part is to get it. What we're going to do is just go on the edge, slowly go around. I'm guessing this is adhesive on the edge. And I'm guessing if I kick this back, there's going to be a mechanism that keeps the buttons in place, hopefully. I'm going to go in layers. Just go 1, 2. Maybe the middle area. Give it a little tug. It's a funky looking piece. I never worked with a button like this. So, about to make or break this moment here. About to find out. Let's go slow, you guys. Swipe and go slow. Especially parts you don't understand. Don't know what's on the other side of it. Go slow. It never hurts to go slow. Going fast, breaking something, needing the order to come in a few days, that's a B. Oh, I'm a little worried that I'm not gonna be able to pull this button piece and have to reorder a body part that actually has the button in it. Yeah, this is another thing too. This is adhesive for the little black piece I just took off. If you can, try to preserve pieces like this, because it goes on like that. This is the back on too. Whenever you can save the adhesive, save it, because otherwise you're gonna have to cut out tiny little pieces of adhesive from your roll. Usually, I recommend grabbing a roll of foam repair adhesive, like a double-sided adhesive, often clear. But that, I'm telling you, is not the top-notch thing to do. Pre-cut is the way to go. I'm really worried about this button thing, because this button looks a little complex. Going to apply a little more heat. It's kind of cooled off. It's already hot. Very little heat. Loose. Really worried because this membrane seems very essential, and it wasn't really specified in the past. So, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna shove my spudger down and just start pulling again. I'm really worried about this. Simply, what's up, man? Nothing much. I'm taking this phone apart. We're about to move all the parts to this new body. This is the new phone. And we're gonna fix this. Make this my in real life streamer phone. But I ran into this issue. So I have this button. I have no clue how these buttons are clipped on here. So I might have a volumeless phone. I mean, all the volume setting can be done in the settings. I'm not too worried. But I'm about peeling this thing back. It's kind of a rough, so I already see that I'm gonna have to put new adhesive on this and cut out custom pieces. This membrane, whatever it is for. Man, I'm starting to feel like this button thing's gonna be a lot harder. It's gonna be the most offset component on this thing. Okay, so I got the membrane up. I see a little peg where the buttons are pressing through. I'm wondering like if I could push it out somehow and pop it out. But again, like, I wonder if there's a mechanism in here. It's really hard seeing these tiny holes. Don't get like, how do they slip in there? I feel like there's tiny clips in there, maybe. Maybe they just need to be pressed down. Let's be safe and look this up, because I'd rather not risk it. Let's see. Let's go look online. Let's be safe. Better safe than sorry is what I say. Let's see, GG6 button tear down. Really good button tear down. Ooh. I'll need audio. Just watch this. Oh wow, there's something huge on the screen. This in the corner. My OBS wanna lag. Okay, so let me just skip to how I pop these out. So I got the buttons. Okay, they are pushing clips, so it said to be okay. So tabs in there. All right. So if I push a flathead in here, does it fit? Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna use. It seems like that's a little too big. I'm gonna have to use my little tweezer tip. So I'm gonna get the tweezer tip. Alright. Let me go back to the desk. Cam. What we're gonna do is just squeeze our little tweezers, push it into the holes, push out, go in, push out, and it should slowly come out, supposedly. I push forward, in and out. But, you know, they always make it look easier. Oh, it does work like that. Oh, wow. I guess how am I gonna... Am I supposed to use both tips and just push outward? Oh, yeah, that works. Okay, so if I use both tips and push outward, I could pull this guy. Maybe I'll use a smaller tool to push that pin. Yeah, you can use a thumb tool. Push it out through the hole. Oh, there it goes! I popped it out! Okay, so very simple. Gotta figure out which way is up and down, but that looks pretty good. Alright, so while that's two pieces in, I'm gonna stick the back side of that button again. I'm gonna make sure I put my finger behind it just so I can see which way it comes out. So I'm gonna stick it back in that direction. Okay. So this thing has like a little notch, as you can see. Like there's a little missing notch on the lower part. So you can see better what I did. I just stuck in. There's these 4 holes you stuck there, like behind the button. You stick your tool behind it and you push. It was kind of pressed in, so you push it out. Then what I do, I get behind the button and push it outward too to help it leverage, even if it's partially out. So I got the button off. There you go. The button pops right out. It's self-sealed, I think. I think that's the rubber around it. Black part. Or if it's not, it is absolutely relying on this membrane that I ripped off. But I'll figure something out about that. So I guess we have black buttons on this guy. It's like a darker silver, space gray, I guess is the term. We're gonna just put all the parts aside because there's not that many parts with this one, so I think I can figure out the rest. We got that heat pipe that we had. I don't know if the heat kind of screwed it up, but it's kind of a little bent now. I'm just gonna keep going with this. I'll flatten it out and rehear it, the body. I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna start spudging the rest of this guy off. You're close to it. A little hard to come up. Again, heat it. Oop, it's like throwing my parts around. Heat it again. Go back. And go up and under. And this one's a little wide. Gonna pull this heat pipe up as much as we can, and we got it up. It's kind of all janky now, but better than no heat pipe. I'm just saying, need cooling. I don't know if this guy's on here with anything really. I think this is more adhesive. So what we're gonna do is go ahead and heat this guy again. Hopefully we can get the adhesive up. No, one try. I think this is the last piece right here. This should be the last piece. But we're gonna take this guy up. Use a long tool, and we're gonna pry it up. Make sure you guys follow through and stick it in all the way. Popped right out. But I'm not too worried about this piece because I'm gonna replace it with a new piece. I feel like also the seal wears, so I didn't want to leave that. Looks like I got some of the thermal paste on the heat pipe. Back to this. I think it lacks the conductive adhesive, so we're gonna pull that up too. You're gonna pretty much need every component that's not part of this assembly. It looks like it's pretty much almost done. Adhesive of this part is pretty simple. I guess you just pull it down. The adhesive's included behind here. Normally, but this upper part I'm talking about right here, this conductive adhesive, we're gonna have to take that off because it's grounding something. If we bypass that, I will suffer the consequences. So let's go ahead and get this going. So we're gonna just heat this guy. I'm starting to burn up because this heat gun is heating things up. I'm gonna get a decent temperature on this because the hotter it is, it's easier to pull up the adhesive. I'm just gonna go and pull this guy to help it go under this ribbon. Again, the screen's already damaged, so this is the screen and ribbon. Just go under these components just to get it up and off. Yeah, we're gonna gently lift up this conductive plate. As you can see, another thing, I usually just stick this on a piece of plastic or something. Be gentle, don't let it sit on too hard. Now, if you compare side to side, looks like I'm not supposed to remove that blue adhesive. That seems to be an anti-conductive component. It's a an insulator. On here, it looks like this little black strip is really on there, but on this one, it doesn't seem to be. I don't like that there's a lot of wear on this one. On the text. Like some type of compound kind of like wore out the material. Not very promising. I hope this is not like a knockoff bad screen. It's called Virtual Cam, and then the one that was for audio was Sparko Cam. And Sparko Cam is not free though, FYI. I'm not removing the battery, but normally what you would do is heat the screen side, right? Because that way you're not putting heat directly to the battery, and that will warm up the underside of this, because it is aluminum body. It is kind of warm now, so I guess I could show you guys. What you're going to do is you're going to stick something under, push it all the way through. Make sure it's heated enough though. This battery is no good at this point, because it'll bend the battery up. I'm not going to actually do this right now, just because I don't want to release this battery without heating it. I'm not trying to just heat it right now. No need to. But yeah, it looks like there's like an insulator adhesive. There's little things you can miss. There's like an insulator adhesive here, some seals here. So you want to go back and just double check everything. Make sure all the seals and adhesives are all in place. There's a QR code here. Do I want to take it with me? I don't care, so leave that. Pretty much we're down to the bare bones. Oh yeah, so the mesh I was talking about. So this one looks like the speaker mesh to be taken up. Sometimes there's like a little tabish looking piece. You want to pull up from the tabish piece. They often leave like a little excess material that you could tab off or peel up from. So you're gonna peel up from there. I'm gonna heat this again. It's a hella easier again. And go up. Pull this guy up. Slowly but surely. Slowly, name surely. Sometimes you just go in with the tweezers and just peel up. Go slow. The slower you go, the more likely you're going to preserve the material. Adhesive. And it comes up like that. Just like that. Adhesive is still stable enough that I could reuse it. As you can see, like there's some dust from the previous phone. I'm gonna grab it, the tweezers to take off this lint dust. There's not getting all the adhesive. All this adhesive. Yep, pick it up. And while you're thinking about it, or while you're gonna put it down, go ahead and place it on the device. While thoughts there. Put it down. So I guess I'm gonna avoid any water or wet streams for now, just to be safe. I don't know to what extent I'm replacing the seals right, so it's just better to just not F with it. There was that insulator right there, so I'm gonna go ahead and heat this insulator up and peel it back and put it back. Generally, the only things that really stay is the clear based adhesives. There's like a clear color. If it's not like the black foamy stuff, those are usually kind of hard to get up without falling apart because it's foam. Pull it up with a finger. This one's a little hard. You know, avoid skipping any like insulators and adhesives. They're there for a reason. Don't test it. I guarantee you will have a better experience if you don't test what may or may not be needing. Yeah, we're gonna pretty much move little things like that. Something simple as a sticker becomes an insulator, so make sure that's in place. I guess we can start putting some little bits and pieces on here. And we'll put the battery on last. And I'll show you guys how to put a battery on. So we're gonna need, I'm gonna need a paper towel and alcohol because I did get some of that what I call thermal paste on me, and I feel like I'm starting to spread it on different parts I don't need to be spreading on. How far are we in the stream? We're right at an hour live, so how about I take a short 10, it's a pretty long break, but I want to take a 10-minute break. I want to get a cigarette in, get some water or some type of drink, and yeah, I think we could finish this up tonight, you guys. It looks like I have everything here. We got all the adhesives, we got buttons out. That's like the most worried part I had, but it looks like I won't be able to water seal it, which is not a big deal. Maybe I think the pressure of that black piece of plastic actually water seals this membrane. So if I just get this membrane up and just stick it in place and I think I'll just replace that black adhesive with the clear. We should have a fully water sealed phone. But yeah, here we are. and let me get that cigarettes, alcohol, and some paper towels, and we will continue our thing. Let me make sure I didn't get mouse too. I'm gonna have to clean some stuff, so yeah, definitely need 10 minutes. So let's go and get the 10 minutes started, and let me get my music up for you guys, and I'll see you guys in 10. Come on, mouse, don't do that.
And I know the odds are always stacked against us. Even though we're young and trying to baby don't get no. And I know da 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 da.
Live 17 floors up, and when it rains, I can feel those drops in my window pane. Lets me know that I'm still here. But when the sun comes out, I will go outside. When it breaks through clouds, I will give a smile. Lets me know that I'm still here. Sometimes I want to run away, run away, to find good times again, to find all my old friends. Times I said good times, find my friends again. I said I wanna have good times, good times, find my friends again, and good times. I said good times, find my friends again. I said I wanna have good times, good times, find my friends again, and up, and when I cry, I can see this city through my watered eyes. Lets me know that I'm still here. When my eyes clear up, I will go outside. I'll imagine you're still by my side. Lets me know that I'm still here. Sometimes I want to run away, to find good times again, to find all my old friends. Run away, to the nearest place where I'll find all my old friends. Times I said good times, find my friends again. I said I wanna have good times, good times, find my friends again, and good times. I said good times, find my friends again. I said I wanna have good times, good times, find my friends again, and
Hey guys, welcome back. We're about to finish assembling this phone. So far we have our phone fully taken apart. Now we just gotta continue moving all the components. Let me go and bring the dust cam up. So where we are, I'm going to darken this a little bit so you guys see a little more contrast. Let's see. Let me take the brightness down just a little bit. There we go.
I'm not afraid.
Is there a gain? I feel like there's a gain on or something.
Allow me to show you something.
Go dark. Nah, it's good enough. Okay, so we're back at it. So far we've taken all the components off this phone. Looked around, looked for any adhesives. I had to get this membrane off. So we're gonna attempt to get this membrane off without damaging it, which I think is pretty much all the way out. We're just gonna have to heat it. I went and got the alcohol, so we're gonna start cleaning off some of the components, so it doesn't have the thermal paste, and it'll be cleaner. Oh yeah, let me go and lower this music too. It's a good one. I like this. Okay, save that. Lower the music down to a 4 or 3. I like the music, so we'll have the music go in the background. Maybe a little less. There we go. Oh, where's my speed at? That's at my rate speed. I don't know why it's so hard to. We'll get 5, and everything just keeps skipping 3. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we got pretty much most of the parts off. We're gonna just heat this real quick to get the membrane off again. We're gonna heat it with the heat gun, give it a few seconds, let it sit again, because you want the heat to set in, and then I'm gonna just shove this spudger on here. Maybe I'll just use this guy. Yep, that peels it right up. Let's go slow again, like I said before. And it's pretty much up, so I'm gonna use my finger and just pull it right up. Bam! Now we got a membrane off. This is our button membrane. I'm gonna go back and slowly put this on back here. Don't worry too much on the details, just go in and go in. So the adhesive is there. I'm gonna put all components back where it was on this guy. So. And now we're gonna press this button back in place. Remember that little notch we were talking about earlier? Hey Carson, what's up? I guess I somehow I need to figure out where I'm constantly getting this thermal paste from. I don't know where I'm getting all this thermal paste. Guessing it's all over all the stuff that I've been touching on my mouse. I need to get some ISO alcohol. And we're gonna wipe stuff down. Get all of it off. This is, yep, that's from that. My mouse. Alright, now let me check my tools, make sure they don't have it on there. That's some of the paste right there. That's not the paste, okay. Alright, and I gotta find that. Alright, here it is. This is the E-pipe. We're gonna straighten this out, but to straighten it, I'm gonna go ahead and clean off thermal paste, so it's a lot easier to work with. What's funny is I thought this was gonna be like a heat pipe, like there's gonna be some fluid in there and shit, but it's literally just a piece of metal. Kinda disappointing. I'm gonna try to flatten this as much as we can. Like that. Do it with your fingers. Get flat as possible. It kinda sucks that I should have ordered a new heat pipe, to be honest. I don't mess with it. Yeah, I think there's maybe like something in here. But not too worried. The copper itself does transfer heat. I'm guessing that they didn't really make it that special. It is LG we're talking about here. Not to talk bad about LG, but I don't find them too fancy of things. The fact they even need a heat pipe while other companies just do it, kind of disappointing. Alright, we're gonna go and clean off the heat thermal paste off the motherboard. And we're gonna I'm gonna dab on a new dab of thermal paste here in a sec. The thermal paste is coming off fairly nicely. And just like that, we got ourselves thermal paste cleaned off. Get off on all the other metal components. We got a clean motherboard. Yay! Just this side again. We're slowly work our way through. Alright, so I would like I guess it would be ideal to go and place the heat pipe down, just so it's out of the way. Sadly, I don't think so the adhesive is gonna work anymore. Nope. Might have to be the last piece I put on, minus like the button plastic backing. So, because this is not staying really well. I'm gonna probably have to go get some adhesive. Or I'm probably what I have to do is actually get a plate and like get my hammer and gently tap on a surface so it flattens out flatter. Let me just look around. We'll go and put the phone vibrator back on. What we're gonna do is peel the adhesive up. Exposes adhesive. There's a bit of a guide here. It's kind of like made so everything falls in place. Specifically, so we're gonna just go ahead and match it up to that line. I'm gonna place this down, and a good way to actually make sure that this stays down. You know what? I shouldn't have put that down yet because the little black piece. But we're gonna go and put the black piece on too then. This is our button. Oh no, I can't do that because the heat pipe. Just leave that membrane there. Screw it. I'll be fine. We'll just go and pop the buttons back in place. Remember the notches on the downside. Shove it in. See the... Oh, maybe it was the other way. It was the other way. For the notches on the top side, actually. That backwards. You guys see that little offset notch? I'm gonna shove the button in. It won't go in that way either. That's weird. You just have to go in straight, I think. It won't go in. And yeah. It does go in that way. Let me flip it back. Maybe it is the right way. Yeah, it was a notch down. Yep, pops right in. Okay. Okay, it does push the little membrane in, so it worked. So we got space gray buttons on this gold white body. Be interesting. I think it's when you just shimmy it, it kind of like falls in place, and then just go back on the membrane, make sure it's sticking out just right. Stays in place. And then once we get the heat pipe down and that little like button set down, everything should be Gucci. Now we're gonna take the headphone port. I'm gonna shove the top part in so it sticks through and in, and then we're gonna press it down. What we're going to do is we're going to press down the adhesive that we pulled up, and it should settle in just fine. And then what we're going to do is we're going to apply some heat. Helps the tape settle. Add a little bit of heat with the heat gun, and now this should get in a lot better. Make sure there's usually little holes and pins where the pogo pins or adhesives that are pogo pinned allows it to like settle nicely. So this is the screen ribbon. We're gonna go in and pull up the adhesive behind it. Let it set in. What I usually do is just go behind one of these. Pull this up like that, and we're gonna line the pins up again. They have guide pins, and then once it's on one guide pin, we're gonna gently press it down where it touches the adhesive, like so. And something tells me that this is not quality component. I might have cheaped out too much. Too cheaped out. Don't want that. I guess I'm gonna apply some heat to help it set down again. No, that might be an anti-conductive plate. It might not even be an adhesive. On this one, so we're gonna just let that settle right there. Maybe I should heat it. Okay, we'll heat it. And then we're gonna press it down again. We're gonna take that tape that I had. I'll have it down my hand, and then I'm gonna go over with that conductive tape. This might not be a conductor. Sometimes they're not a conductor. And that they used conductive tape. There's another pin guide right there. Place it on the pin guide and then the screw hole guide. Ads! Get out of my screen! Okay, so press it down and around using the guide pin, like right there. That's the guide pin right there. Excuse me. I'm gonna press. Use the adhesive press. Make sure the adhesive is nice and holding things down. Once that's set in, now we're gonna pop that ribbon and mic set. So this guy had a component of a mid housing that actually holds the USB port and mic. I got a new one, so I'm just gonna rip this out. Just be careful because the mic component can like get stuck. You don't want to have that stuck when this is the only one you got. So often if it has like a component that's sticking into the part, you kind of have to like make it go up straight up, and this is how you get it out. Make sure you're pulling straight up, and bam. This one doesn't have that. This is just an adhesive. We're gonna take a component where here it is. Here's a new one. This one has a fresh adhesive on it, so go and rip this one open. Shoop. See, the adhesive is back here. This piece is actually missing the adhesive that's supposed to be on here. Maybe I shouldn't have taken this piece off because the seal's not that bad. Fresh adhesive, new component. Can't really beat it. Not really. Do I need the seal? I don't think so. I mean, honestly, to be safer, I would prefer this to have had adhesive on it. But it looks like it wasn't that important that they didn't include it. So we're gonna pull up these components. Stickers, make sure that it doesn't require any other adhesives. Okay. I'm gonna pull up. I'm gonna go and line it up so I know how it's going down, and put the adhesives. We're just gonna place it down with the guide pins. Remember, there's guide pins. Make sure it's in place right. And this is exactly what I was worried about. The mic does not stay in place without the adhesive. So I'm gonna actually attempt to remove this adhesive with some heat. Hopefully it'll come off in one piece. If not, I'll go and get the double-sided tape designed for this. Like a really bad job. Yep, that did not preserve the tape whatsoever. Crushed it and destroyed it. So that's a fail. Let's just get rid of that. What I'll do is they have a lot of extra excess on this, so what I'll do is just take a piece of this extra piece and actually turn that into a proper. Never thought that this aluminum or this base piece would really kind of weird and different. I need some scissors to cut out a little square for this guy. Give me 1 second. Now the tricky thing about this foam material is like it doesn't cut. I feel like it's gonna be very finicky to cut, so we're gonna attempt it though. I feel like being so small, hard to achieve. Oh, it looks a little too thin, too narrow for this. Okay, it looks about right. So I'm gonna just cut off a little square like that. How this works is you start with the blue side, take out the blue backing. I guess I could go smaller. Further. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use adhesive to get the top and bottom of the hole, but I'm not going to attempt to make the hole. So, lay it over. And so, I'm thinking like, I go in and just put the adhesive on this side, and what I'll do is I put one piece on top, one piece on the bottom, and that should be enough for it to like hold it down. Might be too big still. Yeah, it's slightly too big. I'll use a square piece. The plastic glue back off first. Really tiny. Just careful not to prick yourself if you're using device working tool. You have tiny holes or tiny pointy tips. Oh gosh, it's gonna be tricky. Lift off the plastic backing. Whatever side comes up. Okay, so the white side came off first, so I'll just stick it with the blue side. Go back. Closest to the hole as possible. Press down. We'll do the white side because that seems to be the easiest to come up. Like that. I guess I'm going to have to cut up a little sliver piece for the top side of the mic. Thinking like that small. Almost got it. Damn. This might be too small. It would fit in there. Maybe I'll just skip this. Let's go in and just press it down, I guess. As long as the tab, there's a guide tab, as long as that lines up, fine. I think the key is to make sure the mic is held down. So go ahead and hold pressure on it for a little bit and it should settle down. And once it's in place, I'm gonna go and do the component, popping the component back in place right here. Goes in like so, and I guess the pressure of itself is pretty much what's holding it. And press down. Gentle, because remember that your green ribbon is right here. And press down, make sure everything pops in place. And I'm gonna double check that there's no seal on this thing. Oh, there was a seal. But I feel like it's so close that I don't think so it'll affect the device. There's pressure from the backside, so I'm not too worried about it. One thing I definitely recommend checking is if it's if your seal on the edge is kind of sticking up, make sure you press it down while you're lowering your device, because that is what's going to make or break your seal when you're trying to waterproof it. Alright, looks like it's on there. Let's go back and see what we need to put on next. We got the vibrator on. Camera components go on after the motherboard. I guess the headphone port we could go and put on, or the earpiece. Let me look for the earpiece. There it is. Earpiece went on like this, so we're gonna need to pull up the adhesive. And again, the earpiece is really hard to what do you call, retain the water sealed adhesive. So what we're gonna do is pull back that adhesive, in it up, and we're gonna press down and drop it in there and press down. And there, pretty much the body guides every part in place. So as long as you get the idea of where it needs to go, you can identify the guide pins, everything should just go. Now we're gonna try to get this adhesive off the back side of this Pogo pin. It will come off without damaging the ribbon. Hopefully that doesn't damage the ribbon. We'll find out when we try to use the headphones. or the earpiece. So there you go. The pins, pogo pin, looks like it went well into the guide pins, and looks like the earpiece settled in. Right. Make sure you just keep applying pressure on certain components. Make sure the adhesive settles in. And here we go. Let's see. What shall we do next? We're almost pretty much like closing this guy off. Let me get try to flatten this heat pipe further. Kind of tricky because it's so bendy. I feel like sometimes I'm trying to fix it and I'm just making more bends into it in the process. This is like the worst design ever, adding a heat pipe to a phone. Just make your whole phone this heat dissipating component. Honestly, like, trying to straighten this out, I feel like I made an accordion. It made it hella worse trying to straighten it out. I just gotta, like, go in, go flat. My first time ever needing to move a heat pipe on a phone, to be honest. This is a really rare design. But LG is notorious for overheating phones, so I can definitely see why they went for this concept. Now it's curving funny. Ugh. Okay. Well, it's the flattest it's gonna get. The rest, I'm thinking I'm just gonna like add pressure with the spudger. Let the body do the flattening. Just rub it in. Rub it in there. And the rest will be just held down. Should I put adhesive on? I don't know. I feel like the body does a huge proponent to transferring the heat to. I don't want to put an insulator adhesive. But it definitely has to be held down somehow. So I guess I need to go grab my roll of adhesive. I don't know what else will really like keep this down flat. And I'm pretty sure their adhesive was pretty much the key component. Let me go look for that roll. I really don't like using the roll of tape. But better than nothing. Or nothing. Nutting's always better. Phone parts. That part. Those parts. So I had to put adhesive on this guy. Give me the fingerprint reader. We got to build the back plate. Maybe we'll skip to the back plate for now, just so I have my black plate together when I put it on. Where is my back plate? Oh, here it is. Under the motherboard. So what we're gonna do? We're gonna start building this guy out. This is gonna be the back plate of the body. It needs to look like this, but this is what it looks like. It's very empty. So what we're gonna have to do is first we need this fingerprint reader. Looks like it is held down by this plate thing. So to get it up, I guess I have to heat it. Murders. Preserve. Dude, I'm gonna press into the button, pop it out. Taper this way, it keeps that perfectly removed without bending the plate. Because this actually serves as a backing to enable the button behind the fingerprint sensor. So make sure that that also gets the adhesive, which I have a pre-cut adhesive on here for this little guy. Doesn't look like it's for this guy though. Let's continue, see what's under this. There's a membrane, uh-oh. Should I check for this? There's a little rubber membrane that holds thing down, check for this. Well, let's go and heat this guy off. Yeah, it's just a guide. Doesn't mean you can do it. Not everyone's a pro at stuff like this. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna end up ripping this membrane in the long run, so let's just keep going. Let me just use my pinky to push further. And there goes the membrane. Ripped. No, it didn't rip. Okay. So I gotta figure out how to pull this guy up. Oh, there's a tab right there. So we're gonna this guy pull it up from that tab and just gently pull back. Slow is the key. If it doesn't come up, heat it more. And then start pulling again. And that tab. Oh, thanks for the follow, the Raging 50. Okay. See the heat, once it sets in, it peels right up. And just like that, we have saved the button membrane. Bam! Alright, we're going to transfer this circle. I'm going to heat it to get it back into shape. A lot of components are heat memoried, so it'll come right back. We're going to slowly pop back in place. I'm guessing my waterproof phone rebuild dream is not realistic, to be honest with you guys. Okay, so yeah, it's slightly stretched out, but as long as the adhesive still works and it can be flat, you have a good start. I'm guessing part of the key of this button being what do I call it? Pressured and stiff, I think, is not only that metal backplate, but I think this membrane definitely like kind of is tucked outward, so it kind of like stretches and pulls it downward. Okay, so membrane's off. Should I just go and stick the lens on there? Do the lens first. Screw it, let's do the lens. So there's a lens component that came with it. It's a fresh camera lens. Hopefully it comes with, I hope to God it comes with some type of adhesive. Yes it does. It looks like there's an adhesive tab. Okay, so there is an adhesive tab. I'm gonna do, I don't know why they put the adhesive in this order, but I'm gonna peel this guy up slowly so it don't damage anything. That, and then they put the other plastic lens. I want this to get caught in the body, so pull this up. Pop the lens in place. There you go. There you have it. Some fresh lens on this back. Sometimes there's plastic seal. If it's there, make sure you guys remove that. I'm debating if I should remove this black adhesive. The question is, does it line up with this? I think it does. It does. So I'm gonna pop this piece of adhesive off. It does pop off. Not look like a design. So what we're gonna do, peel the adhesive off and put it on this fingerprint reader. I gotta figure out the other adhesive components. It looks like I have to manually cut because they didn't come with any type of adhesive. I'm going to put this adhesive on here. It looks like I'm gonna have to rebuild these two. I don't get is where's the adhesive that was backing this? I guess none. There is none. Brood. I'll use a piece that came with it. A double cut for it specifically. It is good for me. Good for this. I'm not building a custom phone, I'm just rebuilding a phone because it was completely shattered. And I thought it would be a great device to use as a IRL streamer device. So that's what we're working on today. I'm gonna go back and... I mean, honestly, I feel like this adhesive will still work, so we're gonna attempt to use this guy. Why not? Why not? Yeah, it still has this tackiness. So. Line this up. Add pressure for a little bit. We're gonna heat it, add more pressure. The downside is I couldn't find a gold button, but this white button I thought would look great with the white front in comparison. Gold white accent, I think, and it's a great combination. Not that fashion or really matters with phones, apparently. So on this other plate, there's adhesive that holds the stuff down. And then I'm kind of like confused of why they added a little conductive piece here. But just to be safe, I'm just gonna go ahead and take this up and see if I can get it off. Kind of looks like it. And I really don't know what this little guy does right here. But I'm guessing that's something important, so we're gonna go in and heat this again. Alright, that's heated. Take the spudger tool. I'm gonna get the black long one right here. Get in. If we can pull this up. I have no clue what this is for, but I think it's one of those better safe than sorry things. Just go ahead and just put it back on. Might never know what the component is for, but end of the day, it's probably important if it's there. Probably serves something. I feel like it might even be for the battery or something, but it is a really weird component. I've never seen anything like it. For all we know, it could be for nothing. I'm gonna take this up, see what extent needs adhesive. Rip that one. That's not gonna be able to be. Okay, so I'm gonna cut a little square piece again. I would fit that off the excess of this backing. That big should do. I really don't like to use adhesive for certain applications, but I'm gonna go with it. Going with the flow today. Right back off. Is this ASMR? I wish there's like a mic sensitive that you could hear all the little components go pop, click, peep, beep, beep. Then that'll be truly ASMR. Put this on so I don't prick myself. I would prick myself somewhere around this point. Do the smarter action. So we're gonna on the backside of this guy. Adhesive. And then we're gonna use this. Pick off the plastic. Pressure. Like that. Lined up. Guides. Guide pins to make sure it's in place. How get in there and just stain it? Thought there was no adhesive. Oh, I guess there's like some type of tab there that was in place. Well, that worked. Okay, so the button's in place. I don't know how this goes back on here without adhesive. But I'm gonna assume that I'm gonna have to cut a piece on this one. I guess ideally if I make a circle, or what I can do is make a long strip, and then just sliver it on there and little what you call on the taking a little up there. I don't even know what the word would be. Back to the desk. Almost 2 hours now. Fixing a phone. But it'll be worth it because IRL live streaming and having a phone. Maybe I'll do like 4 or 5 pieces. At the end of the day, I'm pretty sure the body has a backing. The inside, or what we call the mid housing, puts the pressure on the backside of this. No, I just push it too far on the need, so the white side up and it's so tedious for the button. Oh, got the wrong side this time. Finger too big. Finger too big. Too big. Pretty sure this is just a guide. Prevents with the adhesive just. End of the day, I'm pretty sure the mid housing, mid frame will hold it. This just makes it easy though. Someone tells me like half the stuff is not gonna work when I put it back together. Not too worried. Hey, it's about the adventure sometimes. Ooh, no. Not gonna stick. Let's put one piece. I'm trying to push to make it too. I'll get 2 smaller pieces on the other side. Screw it. No. No, don't roll up. No. Ugh. It's gonna stick right. Don't. Piece right. So now we're gonna. Oh. You gotta pee. I'm gonna place this right here. I'll use this guy. This heat will allow the adhesive to resettle. Will heat will be better for it. Alright. Put some pressure on it with this guy. Oh yeah, it's definitely helping out the heat. I feel like it's setting, it's actually sticking versus not. A little pressure on all the adhesive before I take the backing off. Okay, I think this is solid. Telling you guys, the heat gun in the long run is like your best friend. When it comes to stuff. I use this to peel off the, and hopefully it doesn't peel off the heat to itself. Oh, got it up first. Piece. Let me get the up too. And the plastic won't come off after. Sometimes this backing adhesive is like the worst part. Peel up a little bit. A little bit. Gotta get the hang of it. Oop. Oh, that. Man. I'm just gonna rock it right through. Like I said, this is a component. Hopefully not the case, because otherwise it's not gonna work. There we go. Press down. Make sure it clicks, and then we'll see if it works upon applying pressure. I'm debating if I need to put a backing on this. It feels like it is a guided device. Alright, so this is pretty much the backing. What did I do with that plastic piece? I lost it, I think, so I'm gonna assume that plastic piece is useless. There's no purpose whatsoever, and hopefully it works at the end. That might be just sacrificing the success of this build. Let's come back to this guy. I'll put the remaining components on here. And boils down to this heat pipe, and I'm gonna think like what would be the best way to adhere this guy because I stay flat. So we could go back and more. I just feel like this heat pipe's gonna get messed up. And he's Your adhesive will be a good conductor to the body. But you know, honestly, this copper heat pipe, I don't think so it works for shit. So just leave it at that. Just put 2 adhesive points for the day. Again, this is just a recovery item. I'm turning trash into treasure, you know. Not too worried. This adhesive is pretty thick though. Let's make a line of it. I'm gonna put it in 3 points. One here. I'm going to make this happen. I'll put a dab of thermal paste on the inside of this too, just so like it guarantees. I think this thing leaked. I think this was actual like heat pipe. Dang it, I should have gotten one with the heat pipe. Shortcuts, bro, shortcut. It's flying out of my hands. Damn, I trouble all across the other side of my desk. Alright. Get this guy up. This is possibly the longest. Do some like a build slash. How do you do this stream? I'm thinking like maybe put some thermal paste on the towards the tip, like towards here, maybe here. Really bad. Should have ordered a heat pipe. I could have just probably ordered. I just didn't expect it to not come with it. This would be like a essential component to the body. When I come up now. Oh no! I actually banned. I bent it further. Oh god. Why? Why life? Do you do this to me? What have I done to deserve these? What have I done? Piece of I feel like the oh. Let's do the copper. The hell? The layer of the plastic came off. No bone on the adhesive. Well, that was it. Cut more adhesive. Just cut more. Break here soon. Break. Also, I'm prolonging this for the day. Right off. Backside definitely. Yeah. Thinking like put another adhesive here or here and then dab the thermal paste right there. Literally a tiniest dab I could possibly get. Where's that other hat? Yeah. There you go. My mistake is trying to chop up a piece that could have just been one. Why? So there. Yeah, I cut up a piece that was just like pieces. Just done in one piece. Just part of it is. I've never seen an adhesive that actually has a clear backing on the plastic paper. The plastic backing. Second backing on the backing. I pretty much destroyed this heat pipe. I probably had to take this phone apart again. Order a new heat pipe. Come on. He's so hard to get up. Won't come up. There it goes. Right. Now need thermal compound. Ghetto insignia thermal compound. We put a little, literally a dab. Barely noticeable. The shit spread. Tiniest little dab there. I'm gonna stick this inside the device. Maybe. And we're just gonna light it up to the guide of the device itself, the body. Honestly, I could have probably gotten the proper adhesive or something like this, but I don't have time. That'll be done by now because I was like, oh my gosh, took it apart so fast. And then, lo and behold, I'm a lot more behind than I thought. Oh no, where did the adhesive on this guy go? Go on there. Gonna hit the membrane backing, volume buttons. And I worry that it's supposed to be going under and supposed to, yes. It is in there. Doesn't damage this pressure on the screen. That was pretty rough.
The truth
Kind of worked. Oh, so intense. I feel like some pieces are not gonna work right. They didn't really take. It's always better to just take the extra second or two to really work it in. Make sure every part's working right. I think it's all in there, right? Good enough. I don't have any more components other than the camera. Headphone ports in. I think the motherboard can go in now. Speaker, the grill. Yep. Alright, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna put a dab. Sorry about that. We're gonna put a dab of this thermal paste right here in the middle of the motherboard, or the heat. What do you call this? The heat pipe plate, I guess. Put a dab of thermal paste right there. That's very little, but it goes a long way, just like any other computer would. Let me double check anything here component wise. I have all the adhesives in place. I don't see any other seals really. Oh, there's one mic seal. I want to double check. This you definitely want on. Anything that's sealed off mic mesh. Pull it up. For acuity to gentle. Heat it. Heat it, you guys. Keep it heated. Back to the heat thing, it's very important. Because it literally comes right up once you heat. I'll let the heat set. Starting to tear, just heat it again. Oop. Darn it. But the mesh is more important than the adhesive, I think. I think this is a light sensor, actually. I think this is. No, that's not the light sensor. Sure, there's no more of those. Seals are pretty important. Got the headset. Settings already there. There. Be thorough, you guys, because little things like the seal, if it's not there, it causes echoing internally in the body, and then noise cancellation doesn't work right, and just havoc. One thing after another. I think it's it, you guys. Don't get this motherboard on. I just want to put a little dab more, because it's not a completely flat heat pipe. Get a nice dab. Not really components that can affect. Okay, now we're gonna start from the corner, pop down. I'm gonna drop the plate, motherboard. Make sure all the ribbon cables are sticking up. Drop it in there. Straight down. Because camera, it might give me a little. Okay. Alright. On it. Now we got one more piece, which is the camera, front facing camera I said I got. Do is get this camera, stick it in here, press it down, press down the other two ribbon connectors, and this camera should be ready to go. Inside here. Okay, I'll untap the motherboard up. Doesn't look like I need to. head in like that. Right in. Right in, pop in the board. Make sure there's no padding and stuff. It's in place. Nope. Pretty much there's all the components. We're about to find out. Worked. Thing is pushed in. Okay. On there, just fine. Fresh, so some in place. Like this body's not that accurate. Well, offset. But we're about to find out once we put the mid housing on. So I was saying before, this thing goes on for nope, top mid housing. We're gonna go and pop this mid housing on. Sure we're like a light color. Is that it? Pops in place. And this should secure the motherboard pretty much down. Ooh, go ahead and take the because I forgot to put the battery in. I have a tab right here. Pop it back out. Kind of like force the whole motherboard to set right, so kind of. So this is the battery. I gotta teach you guys how to put adhesive on the battery for removability. This one actually had a very thin adhesive originally in design, but all that. Just want it to be easy to put on and easy to take off. So I usually have a pack of this battery adhesive. I'm just gonna go on there like that. And what you do is do part one, which is taking the backside, putting on the battery, and the part two is putting this tab on the edge so you can easily pull tab off the battery. I had to show you guys a video of the pull tab style. I'm gonna shape this size. And assume like this is a good spot, so we're gonna go right here. What I do is pull this backing off. No, inside backing first. Inside backing first, like that. This stuff works like goop. So we do the 3M like easy pull components. What you do is take the battery. Put the adhesive on the battery, like so. Right? So this is the battery side. Make sure you guys get the air bubbles out because air bubble becomes insulators. Up and down, like that. And then what you do is this little blue components right here. This is a secret to how these things work. Put that. And it sticks to the edge like that. Later on, you could peel this edge off, even if it's like adhered, and you could pull tab this off the battery. So your battery can come off with these pull tabs in case it's like adhered to the body of the phone. And again, we're gonna add some air pressure for any of adhesion, so it doesn't like rub up on things and cause issues. Press down, and then we're gonna. Part's easy. Just pull off. Bam. I'm gonna drop it in. I'm gonna come take a look how it falls in there. Okay. It's like pretty shoved in there, so I'm gonna go and shove it in. It goes left side first. Top left side first. Make sure that the ribbons are not in the way below. Pull these down. Drop it in. The battery should settle right in. Kind of chunky feeling compared to the last battery. But I mean, it's pretty in there. Not like how this battery is kind of like a little bigger. Because the problem with the previous batteries and their danger is the lack of gap for it to expand, but pretty in there. We're Gucci. So let me see if this one is actually a pull tab. Oh, those tape up. That style. Just pull this blue sticker up. If you guys can, the pull tab style. If this is one of those. Yep. Yeah, this is a pull tab. So this style is you pull the battery off using this tab. There's like a special like a tape here, so you could easily pull, not cause damage. So, but these pull tab adhesives are a lot more safer. All you do is peel it up and you just tug. I wish I could show you guys a demo of this. I think I could go find an iPhone later, guys. But yeah, once that's down, we're gonna make sure this ribbon is flat so it doesn't anything. Pop the battery back in. Little connector, really tiny connector. Careful, you damage the connectors. This one's a battery one, so you don't want to like. Make sure it's okay. Pressed in. Make sure this doesn't need padding. Doesn't require padding. Some components require padding in the back to make sure that it stays on there. All right, since the battery's on, got a fresh battery. Gonna pop in the mid housing again. Kush, how you been though? I've seen you in a while. Let me make sure I can. Yep. It looks pretty Gucci. Keep going. Oof. Battery's kind of up on the mid housing, but I think it'll settle in. Okay, it's in place. I'm not a fan how the battery sat, but I think this battery's kind of excessively big too. Hopefully the phone don't blow on me while I'm live streaming. IRL gate. That IRL gate. Alright, let me double check the packing and stuff. Where's that speaker assembly? Lower half, mid housing. Drop that right in front of me. What we're gonna do is we're gonna just drop, we're gonna have to push down these. The screen connector. Do be gentle on connectors and ribbon cables. They are definitely the most fragilest parts. Most fragile parts. That connector there. Pop in this connector here. Hope to God that this adhesive I used for iPhone batteries are not gonna have a detrimental effect. Okay. That ribbon connector was kind of funky. I don't like how it settled in. But hey, I got a not working phone working. If it comes on. If it comes on. Alright, next component. I get this guy. Lower mid housing. Ooh, it's kind of tight. Okay. all popped in place. Okay. It looked like we got the phone pretty much assembled, you guys. I don't think I missed anything, hopefully, because at this point, pretty much all on there. Why is this thing? Oh, it must be the radio. Okay. Let's see. What else do we got? Got our backing. So yeah, here's before, here's after. We have all the parts in. Find that other back. And your missing components. Not too worried about this conductor adhesive that was sitting on the bottom side of it. I mean, I don't see what it will really connect to on the underside, so I'm pretty sure we're Gucci, unless that's supposed to prevent any radio interference from like NFC and the wireless charger. At this point, we are done. Oh yeah, that little plastic piece. I don't even know where it went. Am I really worried about that plastic piece? Not really. What's that padding for? Padding pressure. Oh, the screen. I'll just put a... yeah, screw it. I'll peel it up. Hopefully it won't fall apart. That game blocks off so much of this... What game? What game? Oh, that's called Loots. I'm gonna actually disable it. It's supposed to give you ad revenue. But sadly, it doesn't generate enough ad revenue to waste my time on it. So I'm gonna probably take it off after. That's been really distracting on the streams. Line this up perfectly. This is like a pressure component. It's supposed to apply pressure to the backside of the mid housing on the lower mid housing, and I believe this is exactly where your cable, like certain ribbon connectors are, like what was it? The screen and the audio. So make sure that it lines up back, because it looks like it's a recessed point, and it's meant to prevent excess pressure. The height. Oh man, stuck to that. Okay. That, and even if it's not perfect, it should be enough. Now, once I close this, it's closed for good. So what I'm gonna do is clean the lenses out real quick before I don't think the back housing lens needs to be cleaned. It's just mostly the main lens, because I know it's been touched. Let me go get a cotton swab just to be safe scratching. Oh. Oh. You guys are wondering, I just knocked over a half a bottle of rubbing alcohol, or isopropyl alcohol. So yeah, that just happened. Luckily we're at the end, so I'm not too worried. Can I keep this, clean up the little lenses just to be safe? And then I'm gonna dab it up with a dry side. let it air out. Alright, so I'm going to teach you guys how to put on the edge adhesive. So I guess we'll use whatever one looks less like bubbly, but find, oh yeah, here's the other edge. Okay, so the edge piece, what we're gonna do is you're gonna take off the white backing first. Okay, you're careful not to pull up the adhesive from the blue backing. Oh gosh. Oh man, I'm not what I'm gonna do about the alcohol. It's gonna reek on my room. Carson! Oh wait, never mind, you're sober. I don't know how safe it is to have alcohol just evaporating in your room. Half a bottle of it too. Half big bottle of alcohol. I'm going to grab a rag. Okay, so I got the white backing up. And you. So the reason why I say take the white backing off and it's better to do that is because generally the plastic kind of gives it residual or like a little bit of support, because that way you could like shove it into the edge of the phone. Ooh. I would like to start from the edge. So we're gonna ideally. Oh! Don't do this yet. Woo, that's close. Close. Almost sealed this with no screws. We're gonna take the screws and then go and get the screws in here. We had 11 screws. Make sure we hit every one of those screws into the body. So normally I like reverse till I hear a click from it hopping the thread and then screw in. That way it keeps it flat and make sure you're not stripping. Sure it's really in there. Okay, that one's in. We're gonna just hope this works out, because this is a lot of parts I just put on. If these don't work right, it's not gonna be a good day. I'm gonna assume this phone is not water sealed for sure at this point. And I'm gonna go ahead and take it in water at some point just for the heck of it and see how well it's sealed. You guys, I'm gonna tell you this, that if you use quality tools, instead of like the little included tools, you'll less likely to strip your screws. Because what happens is the screws, the cheap screws they provide, they slightly strip on the tips and then they start eating away on all your screws. So if you have hardened metal, it'll just jump the screw and not damage the screw. And one thing that sucks is this is not like full-size hardware, so if things strip, you're effed for sure. I'll roll it back and screw it in. Okay, good. 11 screws. Camera, click, and screw in. This wasn't like short, but I think every screw on this body is a body. Let me make sure that they're in all the way, so there's no rattling and there's plenty of pressure from the mid housing. Keep all the components from falling off. Settling, but don't let it go. F it, should be fine. Everybody loves a phone that blows up once in a while, you know? Just glad I didn't make that mistake. Put the adhesive on and did not realize all none of the screws are inside the body. Ooh. Been rough. Uh-oh. Good. Thanks for a good eye. I was hoping to not lose that screw. I'm gonna double check, make sure I'm not looking something. Are you guys ill? Get tested. Is it too soon to talk about that kind of stuff like that? It's too soon. I take that joke back. There was no joke. You guys didn't hear anything. What am I doing? I'm putting screws into a phone that I'm about to seal off and be very disappointed when something doesn't work. Adhesives. I heated it so this heat battery came up a little bit. Alright, so I was just thinking about it just now. I just close this with no adhesive. Oh, why does that look steamy? It's just the glare of the lens? They didn't put a reflective coat or something on this. Reflective AF. Hard to find out. Play this wool powered one. About to find out. Oh. And find something that's more stronger for an adhesive or thing. I could find a little pressure backing of some sort. Because I'm missing something. Something? I feel like this would put a little pressure on there. Just to be safe, I'm gonna go and take my own pressure. We're almost done! Guys! That's it! You know what? See, these aftermarket parts don't seem to fit very well. Specs, kind of worried about. Think of it. I was worried about the button thing. I shall use this button piece. On back boost, and then I actually like the quality of this one. I'm gonna go and use this one or better plastic. This one doesn't have separation though. Let's use it. Equally aesthetic. Kind of worried that it might be thicker, but same difference. The wider plastic backing is important. More ads that came on my screen? Loots no more, you guys. Loots no more. Last episode with the loots. So build edge. Don't be afraid to pull this adhesive up because it's actually heat activated. We'll still be able to come. Don't pick this area. Need to be flush. Right. The best it's gonna get. And I definitely want to put some type of padding right there. I'm trying to look for something to pad this guy. Don't want to close this down, the button not work. Doesn't want. Push that. Just a little. I'm scared. I'm scared if I close this, it's not gonna press the button. We'll see. Will it turn on? Button works. Try plugging it in first. If these bright. Mean that it will. What is them? Now for the ultimate test of time. Already broke the screen. Oh, screen comes on. Okay. I want to seal it. Okay, we're gonna see if this battery is dead or what. It's 24%. Okay. And looks like the button is working. Let's let the screen fade out again. Press the button. Was working for a second. I feel like the button's not working now. No. There's a little bit of pogo wear. So it looks like the pogos are working. Screw it, you guys. Let's seal it. I have no worries. I am pretty confident because I'm a man. I think. Okay, here we go. Alright, let me go ahead and put the heat on it. Spugger. Is gonna be flat. Okay. Here we go. Final moments. Peel the backing. This is a complete enough back, and I didn't miss anything, and I'm not screwed, and we might not be having a functioning phone kind of thing, but I think we're Gucci. Lens seems a little hazy, but I don't think there's any lens covers on it. I don't know. Here we go. We're just gonna seal it in. Start from the top edge. I don't think so. This is a perfect glass and body, so I think it's gonna gap on the edge a little bit. But go in and just add a little pressure. Go around, adding pressure. Go back around. Go the other way. Yep. And just keep adding pressure on the edge. What we're gonna do. Go back with the heat. We're gonna add pressure again. Then get our assurance that this is fully sealed. Adhesive heated down. The body and the glass is not perfect, so there's a slight gap on the left side, which I'm not too worried about. As long as the rest of it's, for most part, sealed. And button clicks. Check. It does use the backing of the phone itself. It is a beautiful looking brand new phone. And as we turn it on, like the button's not working. I think I got sold a broken button, to be honest with you guys. Because pretty sure I plugged this back in. Oh no. Okay, so the button shows that it does work. Let me see if I hold the button down. Alright, what? No? I'm starting to think this button's broken. Be a bummer if the button doesn't work. Worried about that. And oh, cuts on. Guys, it worked. fresh gold and white phone. Oh, screen quality is alright. It's definitely a little laggy. I hope it's already not overheating, and this is the reason why. But also has been sleeping for a long ass time, so that's probably the reason why. I'm gonna pop the SIM card back in too. Careful with the SIM card on this particular model, because I know that the SIM card has a tendency to break on this model. Oh wow. It's flat in there. Why does this always do this? It has a hard time going in. SIM card away. Don't tell me my SIM card don't go in now. Oh. 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 Now things you gotta check when you assemble a phone. If the camera works. Perfect. Flip the camera. Front facing. Oh, don't tell me my front facing don't work. It works! Oh, yay! Yay, oh my gosh, hopefully there wasn't a lens thing covering the lens. Nope, looks perfect. Well, look at that, you guys. A front-facing camera. Well, only thing is the sleep button sometimes doesn't respond, but I'm not too worried about that. It actually has tap to sleep anyways. I think he's lagging a little, really. Definitely not the best quality screen. Might just be the update. Pretty damn fast. I think that I think the heat pipe definitely is not working right now. But having that I need to make sure that this thing shuts off though. Luckily it has tap to wake. The thing is I like to use my sleep button, but I could do without. It's not a big deal. I think just because the back is not pressed in all the way. There's a slight gap, but I don't think so I could get around that. I should put a little bit more pressure backing on the other side. The only thing is, how do I get this slide in? Get what causes this to not work right. Maybe I need to SIM card tray thing in one more time. It looks fine. Oh, why this won't slip in? What is catching? A SIM card? Where's my SIM card? I'm in there, right? Well, you guys, I did it! We did it! It's done! It happened! Worked well. Flipping this in backwards? Don't know why, man. You guys, this SIM card tray does not want to go in with the SIM card. The weirdest thing ever. I never heard of a SIM card not wanting to go in a phone. A SIM card that won't serve its own purpose. What am I doing wrong here though? It's just a SIM card. It should just go right in. Why? Why won't you go in? Turn off your Wi-Fi's. How am I supposed to stream without no SIM card? Stop it, SIM card, just go in. Upside down? Oh. Okay. There we go. Pretty slick. Pretty slick looking phone. I'm gonna put more heat on it. And pressure. Man. What's the time we got? We got less than 3 hours. We have a fully rebuilt phone. Works alright. Good enough for me. Good enough. Oh, I'm not gonna leave this out for you guys. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh, screen protector. Under the sticker. Why is there a sticker over the symbol? What do they hide under here? Why did they put this here? I want to see what's under the sticker. Please tell me it's a logo. Oh, it's the LG logo. Slick. There you have it, you guys. After all this mess and nonsense and all this, like, we have a working phone. It definitely is kind of weird on the backing wise because it kind of like responds funny. Weird pressure here, but it works. It's fast. Kind of hot, but this phone is expected to be hot. Case. I'm gonna go and order a new case for it. A little like cage setup maybe. Screen color, Yeah, I'm just used to AMOLED now. Oop, a crash for it. I need some. Two. Sound. See, what I'm afraid right now is that the camera just crashed because it's overheating. Might have not put enough thermal paste, or that the heat pipe, it being off the body, causes a gap. This phone has been updated in a while, so maybe it's going through some motions of... Yeah, there's a lot of updates. But yeah, you guys, thanks for joining in on this awesome adventure of rebuilding this phone. It looks pretty sick. And this is gonna be, I'm gonna put like a Twitch logo and a YouTube logo for our live streams. Let the battery charge in a few. So the downside of older phones, sometimes the battery's no good and they will swell and they will blow up. But I'm gonna just hope for the best. We're gonna let this battery charge. I'm gonna go and plug this into a fast charger. Oh, guys, there you have it. You guys learned something today, hopefully. It is 1 o'clock in here in the East Coast. I'm about to hop off, call it a night, and call it a success for us. I am pretty... Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's the pressure, the pogo pins, but I think I could resolve that, and I think it'll self-resolve in time. It's because slightly more. Yeah. Thanks for joining in, you guys. I'll see you guys Tuesday morning, possibly, but most likely Thursday evening, if anything. So, thanks for coming in. I guess we could drop a raid to somebody if anybody's alive. It is kind of off time to drop a raid. Let's see. Let's go to Twitch home. Let's see. I'm sure this the raid live. I can't. Twitch.tv. We can go ahead. Oh, Supreme launch? Shit. Well, I'm gonna drop this one on the Lonely Roach. Playing some For Honor. It looks like you got our Discord there. Yeah, let's go and drop this raid. Raid. Get this. All right, got it. Start this raid. Wait 10 seconds, but you guys, thanks for joining in. I'll see you guys on. Ooh, should check the light before I start. I'll see you guys on. Yeah, I'll try to hit Tuesday morning and try to play games with you guys. I will see you guys, if anything, Thursday evening. We'll either play some VR or sing a song or do something, but we're gonna have some fun. Guys, have a good one and say hello to the Lone Roach for me. And for those on YouTube, good night.